growing at different rates, the human side of leadership. Have you ever felt like you're sprinting in one area of your life while crawling in another? Like your professional life is soaring, but your personal life is barely keeping up? Or maybe it's the reverse. I recently had the extraordinary privilege of interviewing Tanjdra Rouse for the Pink Parachute Diaries podcast. Tanjdra isn't just a thought leader, she's a force of nature whose wisdom pierces through the noise of conventional leadership advice like a lighthouse beam cutting through fog. Her insights on human support, respect, and growth across different areas of life aren't just thought provoking, they're revolutionary. Tandra's unwavering commitment to elevating Black women in professional spaces while honoring their whole humanity has created not just ripples, but waves of positive transformation throughout countless organizations and lives. She embodies the rare combination of strategic brilliance and profound empathy that our world so desperately needs. What struck me most about our conversation was a simple truth that's rarely acknowledged. We all grow at different rates in different areas of our lives. And that's not just okay, it's beautifully, perfectly human. Think about it. When was the last time you celebrated uneven growth? We're conditioned to believe that development should be linear, consistent, predictable, like those height charts parents mark on door frames, steady upward progress. But real human growth, it's messy, it's complicated, it's gloriously imperfect. It's more like a garden where some plants flourish early while others take their sweet time, and both are exactly as they should be. In our conversation, Tanjra emphasized three critical insights that I believe can revolutionize how we approach both leadership and personal development. First, leadership requires authentic self awareness and emotional intelligence. It's not just about making decisions or hitting targets, it's about understanding yourself deeply enough to connect genuinely with others. The strongest leaders aren't those who never show weakness. They're those who acknowledge their humanity while maintaining their commitment to excellence. I'm reminded of a powerful story Tanstra shared about a Black entrepreneur who faced a critical decision during economic uncertainty. After 5 years of steady growth, market conditions suddenly shifted, forcing her to completely reevaluate the business model that had defined her success. She was terrified, not just for herself, but for her team who depended on her leadership. What did she do? Something counterintuitive. Instead of hiding her concerns or projecting false confidence, that exhausting, I've got it all together facade we're often told leaders must maintain. She implemented a calm, professional approach that acknowledged the gravity of their situation. She actively listened to her team's concerns. She sought mentorship from established business owners in her network. Hell, I don't have all the answers, she told her team, but I'm committed to finding them with you. The result wasn't just survival, it was transformation. Her business pivoted successfully, retained key talent, and emerged with a more resilient operational model. Her approach became an inspiration for other Black entrepreneurs facing similar challenges, demonstrating how emotional intelligence and strategic decision making can coexist. The lesson: vulnerability, when channeled professionally, isn't weakness, it's a leadership superpower. It's the difference between a leader people follow because they have to and a leader people follow because they want to. The second insight Tanjra shared is that success comes through intentional mentorship and balanced accountability. Professional growth happens when we both seek and provide mentorship simultaneously. There's something magical about learning while teaching, about being guided while guiding others. This reminds me of another remarkable story Tanjdra discussed about a Black professional navigating the mentor mentee relationship from both sides simultaneously. This individual faced the challenge of balancing the vulnerability of being mentored while projecting confidence as a mentor to others, all while managing personal growth challenges. Previously, this professional had believed that leadership required projecting constant strength and certainty. This mindset limited authentic connections and learning opportunities. But through creating clear boundaries, practicing radical honesty about growth areas, and developing a personal framework for continuous learning, both mentoring relationships flourished. She would begin mentoring sessions by saying, "Here's what I know for sure. Here's what I'm still figuring out. And here's where I could use your wisdom." This simple framework transformed what could have been hierarchical relationships into collaborative journeys. The impact extended beyond individual growth. This dual mentorship approach not only accelerated career advancement, but helped others navigate similar challenges, eventually inspiring a mentorship program specifically designed for Black professionals in the industry. This is the ripple effect of intentional mentorship. One person's growth becomes a catalyst for systemic change. It's like dropping a stone in water. The circles expand outward, touching shores you never imagined reaching. But mentorship without accountability is just conversation. Tanjra emphasized that establishing clear expectations and accountability systems ensures quality work while respecting individual growth journeys. A leadership team Tanjra worked with faced this exact challenge. They needed to improve accountability and results without creating a culture of surveillance or mistrust. Previous attempts at performance management had created resentment and actually decreased productivity because they failed to recognize different growth patterns among team members. The solution? They developed a collaborative performance framework that incorporated both technological tools and regular human check ins, emphasizing growth rather than punishment. They created a system that asks, and not just did you meet your targets, but what did you learn along the way? And what support do you need to grow further? The outcome was remarkable. Team performance improved while employee satisfaction scores increased, demonstrating that accountability and support can coexist. This approach has since been adopted by other departments and organizations as a model for human centered performance management. It proves that when we acknowledge our humanity in workplace systems, both performance and well being improve. The third insight from Tanjra, and perhaps the most revolutionary, is that financial and personal well being are interconnected aspects of holistic growth. We can't separate our professional development from our personal well being. Making sound financial decisions for your business or career while attending to your mental and physical health creates sustainable success. This holistic approach recognizes that we grow at different rates in different areas of our lives. Some days, your emotional intelligence might be your strongest asset. Other days, your strategic thinking might lead the way. Some seasons, your financial literacy might flourish while your physical health needs more attention. And that's perfectly okay. In fact, it's more than okay. It's the natural rhythm of human development. The problem isn't uneven growth. The problem is our expectation that growth should be even in the first place. Maya Angelou once said, "Do the best you can until you know better. Then, when you know better, do better." This quote captures the essence of what Tanjra shared with me. We're all works in progress, growing at different rates in different areas. The key is to honor where we are while continuously striving to know better and do better. What would change if we embrace this truth? If we stop beating ourselves up for the areas where we're still crawling and instead celebrated the areas where we're sprinting. If we extended this same grace to our colleagues, our employees, our mentees, I believe we'd create workplaces that are not just more productive, but more humane. We'd foster leadership that inspires rather than intimidates. We'd build mentorship relationships that transform both parties. We'd develop accountability systems that elevate rather than diminish. And perhaps most importantly, we'd reclaim the joy of growth itself, messy, uneven, gloriously human growth. So, what can you do with this insight? Tanjdra suggests creating a personal growth inventory that acknowledges different areas of development: professional skills, emotional intelligence, financial literacy, physical health, and mental well being. Then identify one area that needs immediate attention and one area of strength that can support others. This balanced approach honors the message that we all grow differently while recognizing our interconnected need for support. It's a practical way to embrace uneven growth while continuing to develop holistically. As Black women navigating professional spaces, this message is particularly powerful. We often feel pressure to be exceptional in every area, to never show weakness, to constantly prove our worth. Tandra's insights give us permission to be human, to acknowledge that we're growing at different rates in different areas, and that this uneven growth doesn't diminish our value or potential. In the words of Audre Lorde, caring for myself is not self indulgence, it is self preservation, and that is an act of political warfare. Recognizing and honoring our uneven growth is a form of self care that enables sustainable success. The conversation with Tanjdra reminded me of something essential. Leadership isn't about perfection, it's about connection. It's about creating spaces where people can bring their whole, imperfect, unevenly growing selves to work and still thrive. It's about acknowledging that we're all works in progress, growing at different rates in different areas, and that this diversity of development is actually our greatest strength. So, I leave you today not with a gentle suggestion, but with an urgent call to action. Embrace your uneven growth, not as a flaw to be hidden, but as a testament to your humanity. Celebrate the areas where you're thriving while compassionately acknowledging the areas that need attention. Then create spaces, whether in your workplace, your mentorship relationships, or your personal life, where uneven growth is not just accepted, but celebrated. Because when we honor the natural rhythm of human development, we don't just become better leaders, we become more fully human. And in a world that often tries to reduce us to productivity metrics and performance indicators, reclaiming our humanity isn't just important, it's revolutionary. The next time you feel behind in one area while excelling in another, remember Tandra's wisdom. Remember that your uneven growth isn't a failure. It's evidence that you're alive, that you're learning, that you're human, and that humanity, with all its beautiful inconsistencies and unexpected growth spurts, is your greatest leadership asset. The world doesn't need more perfect leaders. It needs more authentic ones. It needs you, gloriously imperfect, unevenly growing, courageously human you. Thank you.